Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Okay, so let me tell you, during this video, I am going to try to scare you. We have to stop thinking about tomorrow and start thinking about next year and the year after. That's why I titled this video, Stop Buying Toilet Paper. Think about what you're going to need a year from now. I did a video not too long ago, I'm not sure if it was my last or not, where I said you need to start thinking about what you need 6 months from now. Well, I was wrong. I implore you to go watch Ice Age Farmer. All right, the Ice Age Farmer, Christian, his last video. I've mentioned this in the past, how we are going to have a dismal planting season this year, and more than likely for the next few years to come. We are not going to have as bountiful of a harvest this year that we had last year. And last year's harvest was terrible. For those of you that don't keep up with what's going on in our country and other countries when it comes to food production, you really need to start doing some research so that you can wake up on your own, and not because you're hearing it on this video or someone else's video, but so that you can validate yourself the need that we are going to have in the coming years. Because right now, the big thing that's going around is this thing, right? Everyone is talking about it. They're blaming the stock market crash on this thing that's going around. They're blaming the food shortages on the shelves on this thing that's going around, where in fact, it's because people were not prepared in advance. That's why there are food shortages in the shelves, in the stores, in the supermarkets. It's because people were not preparing in advance. Well, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're prepped for what's going on now, if you're prepped for the next 6 months, even up to a year, then you need to start thinking about, what am I going to need a year and a half from now? What am I going to need 2 years from now? That's what I'm starting to think about right now. I actually just made a purchase, which I will show you guys when I get it, of something that I think is going to be very important, especially for me where I live, in the next coming year, 2 years, and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty well stocked on seeds, but I'm going to get more, because seeds in the near future are going to be worth their weight in gold. And I believe that, especially after what I'm seeing. I saw Christian's video today, and then I did a little research myself. And it didn't take a lot of research. It's all out there for you to see and for you to find. You just have to want to find it. And then once you find it, you have to be able to accept it. And then hopefully you will take action. As I was saying, if you are prepped for this thing that's going on right now, that's great. But you have to start thinking about those things that are not going to be plentiful in the months and years to come. Get seeds. Learn how to plant and garden. Something that I have to start learning how to do myself. Put off those expensive things that you want and start getting those things that you know you're going to need. Sit down with your family and write a list of what it is that you may need a year from now or even 2. And when you get that $1,000 check that you're supposed to be getting from our government, as if they didn't take the money from us just to pacify us by giving us back some crumbs. But I digress. Use that money for something good. Use that money for something that will see you through the times that are coming. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to do any of that stuff. I'm telling you what I feel is going to happen here in the near future. And every time I say the near future, take it as within the next year or 2 or 3. By the year 2024, 2025, we are going to be in real dire straits. That's if we even make it to those years without having a complete run on our farms. And yes, I mean exactly what I said, having a run on our farms, not having a run on our supermarkets, but people actually rushing farms to steal their grain because there's just not enough to be had for everyone. I've always been an advocate of precious metals, and especially now that they are taking such a big hit, I would love nothing more than to take all of my dry powder and go buy precious metals, but I'm not going to. I am not going to buy any more precious metals. I can't. At this time, I would consider that being irresponsible. If you have a whole bunch of money, if you have more money than you can think of what you can do with, and you can prepare yourself for the next several years, and you want to buy precious metals, by all means, go ahead and get some. But I deem it irresponsible at this time for me to purchase precious metals anymore instead of purchasing those things that I know I'm going to need in the next several years. This is not the type of video I want to make, ladies and gentlemen, but I feel that I have to say this. I feel that I have to tell you what I feel is coming. Go ahead and buy your toilet paper. All right, that's a luxury. Toilet paper is a luxury. It will be a luxury in the years to come. But I doubt that in the years to come, you'll be able to trade that toilet paper for food. Because you need to take something in order for it to go out. And people are going to be scrambling for food. And whatever food there will be extremely expensive to purchase. Go do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. We have the floods that are happening right now. The farms are too wet to plant. We have to deal with the thing that's going on right now worldwide, where borders are being closed. And as Christian at Ice Age Farmer mentioned on his last video, the U.S. is not allowing any worker visas to come in and help these farmers plant the fields and get them ready for planting. And I will say, like I always say, please don't leave any political comments, because it's not about that. This right now, what's going on, is about human nature. What are people doing right now? They're staying home. They're not going out. Same thing with nations. They're closing their borders because they don't want anyone to come in to escalate the problems that they already have with this health issue. Well, the same thing is happening here, and probably in the country that you are, where you're listening to this. This is going to cause secondary, tertiary effects that I feel that it will take us years to rebound from. Right now, people are interested in two things: in this health issue that's going on, and in the stock market. Every day, the stock market is going lower and lower. Sometimes it has a dead cat bounce. It'll go up 1,000 points. The next day, it'll come down 1,000 points. But it seems like it's taken 2 steps back and 1 step forward. I do believe that the stock market has erased every single dollar that it's gained in the last 3.5 years. And how many channels, ladies and gentlemen, have you been listening to that have been telling you this about the stock market? This is going to happen. This is going to happen. And so many people that I talk to say, oh, you just have to wait it out. Well, what about if you're 62 years old? What about if you're 65 and you're getting ready to retire and you have all of your wealth in the stock market, either via straight stock market trading or in an IRA, 401k, whatever you may want to call it, pension plans, which are very heavily vested in stocks? What about those people? Can they wait another 10 or 15 years for the stock market to rebound? I'll tell you what, they're going to have a lot more problems than a measly stock market come the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. Not only will we have a degradation of our society, but a degradation of also our systems, our medical systems, our public service systems. Obviously, the dollar will be degraded by then. If anyone looks at the dollar today, it's shooting high. It's over 100. I think it's the highest it's been in the last 10 years, if not more. And people think that that gives it value. It doesn't. It has the same value it had yesterday, if not less, because money printing continues. I know that I kind of went off subject here, ladies and gentlemen, but I want to let you know I never tell you what to do. I always tell you what I'm doing, because I'm assuming that you're all adults and you can think for yourselves and you have common sense. But if you think that hard times are here, you ain't seen nothing yet. Hard times are not even close to being here. They are coming, though. So prepare. Take a look at those things that you're going to need 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years from now. And like I said, I think that one of the best things that I can get right now is get more seeds and get more things, more supplies that I know will last me a long time and will allow me to raise my own food. If you need to build some infrastructure on your property and you're able to, like myself, this summer I'm going to try to get a chicken coop up and get some chickens in. I'm going to try to do that as soon as possible. I was going to spend a lot of money this summer on my land, backfilling a lot of areas in my land and things like that. I'm going to have to rethink that, because I think that a sloped backyard is not as much of a nuisance than not having any protein in the next year and a half or two. So I may have to live with my sloped backyard and build on that instead of paying thousands of dollars to fill it in to level it out some. But that's something that I'll have to look into. I may be able to do most of the work myself and save a bunch of money doing so. But ladies and gentlemen, think about what you're going to need. And when I say stop buying toilet paper, I mean that stop buying luxury items that you don't need just because everyone else is doing it. Stop listening to people that tell you that you don't need to be prepared because the government will take care of you. Start acting as if no one is going to be here for you when the time comes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've been promising you a video on how to put away the flour for long term for about a week or so now. And I apologize. I thought that this message was more important than putting that video out. And I do have that video ready to go. I'll try to finish doing a last few minute edits that I need to do to it. And trust me, when I say try to finish some last few minute edits, it's not a fancy video. It's just like all my other videos, boring and drawn out. All right. So I am going to try to get that up as soon as possible for those of you that have been asking for it. Also, this Sunday, I will be doing a live stream at 12 noon Alaska Standard Time. All right. So hope to see you all there. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I am out.